How's it going, everybody? Hope anyone out there who's watching this right now or at some point in the future is having themselves a fantastic day today. Welcome, my name is Relikai. I'm going to be playing myself a video game on the internet, and tonight that video game is going to be Fate Grand Order. So, we are continuing on with Lost Belt 6, Avalon, and I believe we are getting close to the end, finally. It's been 84 years. I don't remember a time when Avalon has not been a part of my weekly life. So it'll be very satisfying to finally get it over and done with. Yeah, I don't have too much preamble tonight. You know, I was gonna maybe I don't really know what I'm talking about today. I'm a little out of it, but that's fine. That's okay. I guess I will say I'll talk really quickly about like what had to have been. It didn't have to have been. It was the worst delivery, worst like DoorDash delivery that I've ever experienced. You know, it should have been really simple. Okay, the restaurant was only about like restaurant's like less than 2 miles away from my house, and it was later at night, so well, not that late at night. I think it was somewhere around between like 8:30 to 9:30, 10 or so. So not crazy late. But yeah, so I order something off of DoorDash, and then the person who picked up the order actually like messaged me and you know, first off started off very communicative and very friendly. They were like, "Hey, I got your order, I'm on my way," and then they commented on how I gave really detailed instructions for how to find my apartment because it is a little convoluted on how to find it. So I literally give step-by-step instructions on every you know, I have it set, so every single order that I make, it'll have like the little instructions on every single order. And again, it's like turn by turn. I say, you know, go into this gate, turn right, you know, go all the way here, turn left, turn immediately right, look for this, you know, look for this little statue or figure that we have out in front of the door. And yeah, it should not be that difficult to find if you follow the instructions. So this person is like, "Yeah, you gave really detailed instructions. I really appreciate it. Not a lot of people do that." And I was like, "Hey, no problem." Then they got to the apartment complex and they were like, "Okay, yeah, so I had a bunch of cars behind me, but it's all good, you know, just trying to find your apartment." And then they dicked around for like half an hour looking for this apartment. Again, they praised me for giving super detailed instructions on how to find my apartment, and then apparently refused to follow them because, yeah, they went around for half an hour. And then eventually the DoorDash corporate line calls me up and says, "Hey, your Dasher is having trouble finding your apartment. Can you please communicate with them?" And I was like, "I did. I messaged them." And then so then I said like, "Hey, I'll be out on the street, you know, wearing what I was wearing." And then, you know, I was waiting around. It didn't seem like they were coming around. So then I had to walk all the way to the front to the office where it looked like they were just sitting there. So then I went out there, and then I walked up, and I saw a car that I assume now was them. But at the time I didn't know, you know, they could have been somebody else, and I didn't want to just like walk up to a stranger's car at night. And, you know, if they were, you know, looking out for me, then they should have seen me, but they didn't. So then they pulled out and then just left the apartment complex. I was like, what the fuck? So then I messaged them and I was like, did you just leave? Because I was standing right in front of you. Never responded. And then the DoorDash corporate called me again and was like, hey, communicate with your driver. And I was like, God damn it. So then I actually went and I called. I've never actually called my DoorDash driver. I've had them call me to, you know, get clarification, to ask, hey, I can't find your place, and, you know, then we communicate from there. This is the first time I've actually called them, didn't answer, and then maybe like 15 minutes later, after I went back inside to my apartment, get a notification saying that my order has been dropped off, and apparently they went and dropped it off on the side of the road in a different apartment complex. Didn't even have the courtesy to leave it, you know, at the front office, like in front of the, like at least on the sidewalk of the front office of my apartment complex. They went to a different neighborhood and left it on the side of the street. So then I hopped in my car, drove over there, tried to find it, and couldn't. Then it started to drizzle rain, so I was like, fuck this. And I went back home. So, and then I just like told DoorDash, like, hey, never got my shit. So yeah, that was literally the worst food delivery experience that I've ever had. Like, you know, at least like, you know, before this, it was like the worst experience I had was either they take a really long ass time to get here, they don't follow the instructions that I give, or the food just never arrives. Like they delivered it somewhere else. In all those instances, at least it's, you know, I eventually get my food, or I just didn't get my food because they left it off somewhere else. This is the first time I've had like the worst of both worlds. So yeah, it was stupid, and it sucked because again, they initially started off friendly. They started off, you know, friendly and cordial and communicative, and then by the end of the night, they just gave me the biggest middle finger that you possibly could give. Again, like they could have come back to my apartment complex and just left it in front of the office. That's something they were perfectly capable of being able to do, but they didn't. They purposefully went to a whole ass different neighborhood and left it on the side of the road. And apparently in some hidden pirate's treasure location that I couldn't find, because like, yeah, I went to where, you know, on the map it said here's where your order was dropped off. Couldn't find it. So either in the time between them actually saying I dropped the order off and me actually getting there, either someone came along and just took it, or they just lied to me, which either scenario could be plausible at this point. I would not put it past them to, on top of all the other petty bullshit they did, to leave it on the side of the road, but say they left it, mark that they left it here, so then I would try and find it just to like fuck with me. Cause yeah, this person was definitely the pettiest of bitches that I've ever seen. I tried. I've never left a negative review for a DoorDash driver, even if it, you know, I did have a negative experience, because I'm just like, it's whatever, man. At least I got my food. And then in the instance where I don't get my food, then I'm just like, hey, didn't get my food, and then you get like these DoorDash credits or whatever. But this time I was like, no, fuck you. I'm leaving you a 1-star review. I tried to send it through and it wouldn't go through. It just 100% didn't let me. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of bullshit, but it is what it is, I suppose. Did you think finding the One Piece would be that easy? I guess that was my own hubris at work. I thought I could just go out there and I thought I could just order food and it would arrive. Evidently, that was the peak, the height of arrogance on my part. But how's it going, Frost? Hope your weekend is going all right. So okay, yeah, I guess that was a little humorous fiasco, a little escapade, if you will, that I could wax amusement on before we get started. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually just get the game started. Like I said, we are in the midst of finishing off Avalon, so I'm hoping that we can make some decent headway tonight, and yeah, eventually get this whole Lost Belt put behind us finally. All right, so let me kill the BGM and then get the FGO audio going. Okay, so yes, here we are. So yeah, so far Morgan has been taken out of commission. Nakna Riab has been taken out of commission, and we are I don't even remember what we're doing. We are fleeing somewhere. I think something's going on with Aurora. I couldn't really recall, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon. So section 26. If this is not the last section, then I believe it's gonna go to section 28. Is what I feel like I remember. But regardless, we'll find out soon enough. How's it going, Lee? Things are getting out of hand in FGO. Yes, it would appear as such. I mean, you know, baddies are dropping left and right, so yeah. The Great Calamity already. Oh, and I'm also all out of Ricola, so my throat is going to be raw dogging it this entire evening. So I'll probably end up getting a little bit worn out more quickly than usual because of that, but it's fine. We'll make it work. All right, the Great Calamity already? Afraid so. Don't forget, Morgan's been waiting on it all this time. Don't think she knew what form it would take, though. A Great Calamity's kind of like pus that builds up in Britain over the course of a millennium. Gross. Massive death throes become magical energy that spills throughout the Isle, and the calamity that catches that magical energy grows huge as a result. That's how the Great Calamities happen, and they're gonna keep happening as long as this Britain's around. It almost sounds like bloodletting. Oh, I do love me a good bloodlet. A way of, well, letting out the bad blood that's built up in the land's veins. Is that what it's actually called? I thought it was called lancing, but I see. Bloodletting was the deliberate withdrawal of blood from a patient to prevent or cure illness and disease. Today the term phlebotomy refers to the drawing of blood for laboratory analysis of blood transfusion. The traditional medical practice of bloodletting is today considered to be a pseudoscience, though the method is still commonly used in forms of alternative medicines. Good stuff. So what kind of calamity absorbed that blood this time, Grimer? Can you tell? Oh, he put up the hood. It was just like, nope, I'm out, bitch. Don't even ask me. I don't even know any of you. Yeah, I can. Well, more than I already know. I couldn't tell while Morgan was still alive, but now that she's gone, I've got a good handle on what this calamity is. The thing that's been smoldering away in the pit for centuries is about to come out and say hello. That thing's basically why I was sent here in the first place. Although I get the feeling there's more to it than that. Does this have something to do with the red and black calamities the prophecy mentions? If that allows me to bypass a whole bunch of text walls, then I will choose that one. From what Gary and Frecky have been smelling, there are signs more than one calamity on the way. But those two calamities aren't my area, so I don't know what they are. Wait a moment. Did you just say signs? Then does that mean the calamities still haven't begun in earnest? If that's true, then the thing at the bottom of the pit, the one Ash said would destroy all of Britain if it woke up, is still asleep. And that means... We can hit it now while we still got a chance? Exactly. You're a quick one, Missy. But to do that, we're gonna need the Fairy of Paradise's help. The old god of wisdom is telling me we're gonna need her to put that thing at the bottom of the pit. The one that awaits the pilgrimage's end to sleep. Unfortunately, he didn't offer a lot of specifics. I don't know what exactly that thing is, for example. Altria, I think it's time you told us about your pilgrimage's final destination. Uh-oh. Hello, Reli Oni-chan. Oh, dear lord. How's it going, Patat? Hope you're also doing alright tonight. We just started up, so haven't really missed much. But we're going to try and see how much of Section 26 we could get through tonight. Yes, sir. About the Fairy of Paradise's true purpose. I'm guessing it's probably... Oh. God, talk about the worst possible timing. Can't they tell we're busy here? Never mind that call, Altria. Go on. What were you gonna say? Huh? No wait, hang on. That was a call. Caldia just called us. Caldia called us. That's right. Don't you see, Da Vinci? We're getting a transmission. Our electronic devices used to be inoperable here, but now they're working again. Nunny? Well, damn, don't I look a fool now? Hello? Hello? This is Codename Watson. Do you read me, Caldia? What? She's Watson? Or are we all Watson? That's cute. Loud and clear, Miss Watson. This is 221B Baker Street. The last carrier pigeon message we received is 4 days old at this point, so I'm afraid we're not entirely clear on your current situation. But permit me to summarize ours. About 1 hour ago, the border's various systems began coming back online, including the systems that would previously shut down if we'd so much as approached the Isle. At the moment, our electricity is being provided by the steam generator, while we perform maintenance on all parts of the ship. The steam generator? We have one of those, do we? Alright, good to know. We can also tell from our radar that a dense magical energy contamination has settled over all of Britain. It is too soon for this to be more than conjecture, but I believe we can say Britain has begun its collapse. It was the Isle of Britain itself that rejected proper human history, and therefore the Storm Border. With Britain losing its power, we too can now intervene in matters more directly. You mean the border's back up and running, baby? Naturally, Mr. Reli. Which is why I would like all of you to return post-haste. The professor still has yet to recover fully, I'm afraid, so we'll need your help to put together a navigational program that will let us maneuver through Britain's dense magical energy, Da Vinci. Once you have all returned to the Storm Border, it should be ready to begin operations in approximately 6 hours. Come on, Da Vinci, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Right, with the Storm Border on our side, we can definitely handle the pit. No, we can face any calamity that comes at us, and we can heal Percival in no time too.
Thank you. I truly appreciate your kindness, but I have to refuse. Please, just leave me here.
Shut the fuck up. Your please can't stop me because I can't hear. Good to know Babbage left some steam-related machines. Oh, Babbage, you silly goose. I bet Charles Babbage is the steam engine. So either he left us a steam engine, or he is the steam engine. Yeah, you know, Chuck would probably just take it on himself. He'd be like, let me take upon the burden myself, mere mortals.
Don't be ridiculous. I can carry you no problem. You won't slow us down at all. Right, Da Vinci?
Only if we don't run into any more packs of more. And unfortunately, the odds of that are pretty low. Percival, it's only a matter of time until more show up here too.
If we leave you here alone, we'll basically be leaving you to your death. But you knew that, didn't you? Even though you said you consider Altria, Mash, and Relly friends?
Yes, I know this is very selfish of me, but...
Gotcha. Well, if you're that committed, I guess there's nothing more to say. Da Vinci! So instead of saying anything, we're just gonna bring you with us whether you like it or not. Isn't that right, Retrobit? Yeah, I know you're hiding over there.
Damn. My boy can't go anywhere, can he? So you already knew, huh? So much for waiting for the perfect time to surprise you, Snort.
What are you doing here?
Good question. I do have my reasons, but I can't tell you what they are. All I can do is ask that you please trust me and not pursue this line of questioning further. At any rate, I overheard the whole thing from behind that tree. It sounds to me like you all need a carriage, and one that verges on unsafely fast at that. One pulled by the fastest fairy horse in Fairy Britain, who can keep galloping non-stop until we reach your destination.
All right, everyone's happy, everyone's good. We are off to see. Oh no! Oh, our girl Bargist. Ah, shit. Oh, she's dead, isn't she? That makes 70. Pathetic. I can't believe I'm already so exhausted. My body is burning up. My horns feel like they're about to burst.
Hey, yo. Edison and Tesla would have had electricity off if they wanted to make a backup generator.
Exactly. That's why you just gotta let the adults, you know, do the work. It's fine. Ah! Dang. Damn, she just keeps pushing. She going full Boromir here. Ugh. What's going on? The more I defeat, the more of them there are. It's as though my exhaustion keeps growing. I can't seem to think straight. There's no end to them. They're just going to keep coming. But I must keep them away from the Round Table Army survivors outside the castle. Have at you, Moors!
Have at thee, fire demon! Out of all the Tomlin, I think Bargist has the most tragic end to her story. Oh boy. 8 remaining, huh? I forget. You're AoE, aren't you? Yes. Okay. And they're all berserkers, it's gonna seem like. Let's see. Do any of these create a sun lit battle? No, they don't. And then what statuses do I get? Increase max HP for yourself when attacked. Increase attack and MP gauge for yourself when enemy is defeated. I like that. I like everything that's happening there. Okay. And then, let's see. Apply a state that increases MP gauge for all allies each turn for yourself. Why not? Okay. And we'll do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Hold up, let's do that, and that. Ho 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 ho! I will take that. Oh no. I see their game here, and it's cringe. Alright, Red Dead Redemption. Oh wow, how's it going, Cybex? How you doing tonight? Hope your weekend is treating you alright. We're just playing a little bit of FGO here. And Maiden, how's your weekend treating you? Hope everything is good. Probably less cringe than me. Nah. There's the cringe permeates us all. The only thing that is more cringe than being cringe is being ashamed of being cringe. It's kind of like admitting to being a furry, because at least if you just like, everybody's got a little furry in them. So if you just say that you're a furry, you know, that's less cringe than being one of those people who will say, I'm not a furry. But because then not only are you a furry, you're also a coward. And I would rather just be a furry than a furry and a coward. So to just accept and revel in your cringeness is way less cringe than trying to pretend that you're not cringe. Because again, you can be either just cringe or you can be cringe and a coward. And being a coward is just exponentially adds cringe on top of your already existing cringe. So yes, that is what I'm saying there. Better than last week, to be quite honest. Well, that's good. We like when things can get better and can appreciate over time around here. Did you ever learn why the other fairies hate Castoria? Like, do you mean like Ash, or hate Castoria specifically? Cause I don't know. Blue stacks. I don't know if I've actually heard it as of yet. If I am, then I think we might just be having it revealed here. That was a stackcident. Oh man. That's a good one. Hey, at least it recorded that we finished the battle, so we don't have to do it all over again. Oh, our girl's not looking too good.
What's going on? Everything looks red. Did some Moor's poison get in my eyes? I can barely see. It may as well be nighttime. There. That was the last of them. It wasn't easy, but at least the Round Table army should be safe.
No. Oh, shit. And she's still going. Yeah, she's just going full Boromir. Oh dear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough. I'm sorry I told you to escape this way. But what other way was there? If you'd stayed inside, none of you would have survived there either. Maybe I should have just eaten them all. The weak can be food for the strong, so the strong can protect the weak. That's right. Even if Britain is reaching its end, there's still someone I want to protect. I have to go. I'm sorry I can't rest in peace here with all of you. I have to get to Manchester. I'm its lord. I have to protect the people there.
Oh boy. Yeah, we still haven't seen like how we still haven't seen what has happened with Balbon Sith, and we haven't seen what's going on with Melusine either. So, all right. I mean, I think what was the last thing we saw Balbon Sith do? Did she just fall? I think she just fell into the pit, right? So clearly she's gonna have something to do with like the final boss. And then I don't know what Lancelot is up to. She just kind of flew off. All right, time for Spriggan to get a new voice, because I can never remember what voice that I ever used for him.
Damn it, there are moors everywhere. There must be the same predatory type we saw in Norwich. Hurry, I don't care if you grind the wheels into dust. Just make sure we reach Norwich by nightfall.
But Lord Spriggan, what about the soldiers we left outside Salisbury?
Don't say it. Believe me, I hate to lose those soldiers like after everything I invested in training them. But we're helpless against so many Moors. Armed or not, humans can only do so much.
What is this fucking voice? Like, I've heard it before. I don't know if it's supposed to be an impression of a well-known actor or something. I just know that whenever you need to have a rich, stuck-up, hoity-toity douchebag, he always talks like this.
We need the Fang clan to handle a threat this large. Not that they've been any help, since there's been no sign of them ever since they left for Gloucester.
Then what's the point of running back to Norwich? Shouldn't we cooperate with the Northern Fairies again to...
Why do you think I'm exercising my last resort? The chance of alliance with the North died with Knock-Knock-Riob. Damn it, of course I was going to have her assassinated eventually, but there's a time and place for these things. Why did she kill Knock-Knock-Riob now instead of waiting after the damn Great Calamity?
Spriggan has a pretty unique backstory for such a small character. That is true. I will say that his backstory was pretty intriguing, but he's still a tool, and I'm not a fan of him.
Morgan's history proves beyond a doubt that the fairies need a king to keep them in line.
I also just realized that this voice kind of is slightly Bob Dylan coded. Like, yeah, it's
the times they are changing.
No, actually, there's another folk singer who I can never remember his name, but he's like, he actually goes like way harder on that voice than Bob Dylan does. It's I don't know if he was supposed to, you know, kind of be, you know how like after Pearl Jam, every alt rock singer just tried to sound like Eddie Vedder. I don't know if this guy was trying to sound like Bob Dylan, or maybe he came first and Bob Dylan just kind of sounds like him. But his
he would sing just like this, and it was like
I remember like the fucking Snake Club kid in the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, when he was singing about, what was it, Schnissiga, their snake god that they worshipped. He was like,
and Schnissiga came about with his big red tail.
I gotta figure out who that singer was, because like, yeah, I feel like whenever I've heard him, I'm like, is that Bob Dylan? Why does he sound like extra Bob Dylan-y? But I think it's just a different ass singer altogether.
What in the world was she thinking? No. Don't tell me she wasn't thinking at all. She didn't give a single thought to the future. Didn't have designs on rising to power, nor the desire to run this country her own way. She didn't think about any of that. She killed Knock-Knock-Riob solely because she didn't like her. I can't believe it. How in the world did that monster survive for 2,000 years with such an empty head?
All right. Yes, take him off the screen. Oh no. Oh, I'm getting Devilman Crybaby vibes from this. Don't trust the Northern Fairies. Knock-Knock-Riob was a calamity. Salisbury is Lady Aurora's city. We'll protect it ourselves. Have any fairies been infected with Moor's poison? Let us know before it gets worse and we'll treat you right away. It's dangerous outside. Don't let the humans out of the city. They're our property. Anyone who tries to open the gate is a traitor. If you see someone trying it, say something. Conduct yourselves in a manner befitting the clans. Lady Aurora will save us. Long live Lady Aurora. Long live Lady Aurora. Okay, yeah, so I am very wary of Aurora. Like, I feel like she is, like, she's got to be a villain in some way, shape, or form. Whether she's the puppet master, the big bad behind everything, or she's just kind of like a side tertiary villain. Like, she's one of the two, because yeah, the overly sickly sweet demeanor, and then I'm pretty sure she sicked her guards on us or something like that. So yeah, no, fuck her. There's a scene that's almost exactly from the Miki scene. Oh, from Devilman Crybaby. Oh boy. Well, I mean, I know that when Morgan basically got dismembered, you know, again, that was pretty pretty Devilman Crybaby coded, also very weapons coded as well.
Oh good, I'm so glad to see the night passed without incident. And I'm especially glad things have calmed down outside. Here, Coral, come join me for a cup of morning tea. Lady Aurora, I'm afraid I can't agree about the night passing without incident. There are so many fairy corpses on the streets that we're having trouble disposing of them, especially since we can't take them outside with the gates closed. And then, there are the northern fairies. Oh yes, it's very sad how things turned out for them.
It's worse than Morgan's death? Oh, shit.
Not only is Knock-Knock Riob dead, but now everyone knows Edinburgh's secret. What happened to the northern fairies who were here in Salisbury? They collapsed immediately after Lady Knock-Knock Riob's death. We took the ones who are still breathing to the rearing house and are keeping them under close watch. The rearing house? Since when have we had a rearing house? You ordered it built 16 years ago to raise human children. It's been abandoned for 6 years now, so I took the liberty of repurposing it. Oh yes, that darling little house. I always did like it, and it turned out so wonderfully adorable. But you know, now what was his name again? Well, ever since I cast out that gray-haired human boy, I haven't quite been able to bring myself to visit again.
Gray-haired human boy? Is she talking about, ah, shit, what's his name? You know, the cryptor. The cryptor from Russia. I assume she must be talking about him, because that's the only gray-haired human boy I could think of. Oh, Percival? Huh. Okay, never mind. I was completely wrong. Oh. Yeah, so that was that was where Percival and Melusine grew up. Right. Oh, I thought you had forgotten all about him. Lady Aurora, may I ask why you cast him out? What do you mean? He grew up after using the spear only once, remember? And he couldn't become the child of prophecy once he looked grown up, right? He was human after all. Right, of course. Was I wrong to reopen the rearing house? Oh no, Coral. It was a wonderful idea. That building is fully equipped for pest control. It's perfect for the injured northern fairies. A wave of my finger will send them all to their eternal rest. Oh, good lord. Yeah, she's definitely bad news. Grew after using the spear only once. Come on.
But never mind them. Has the Child of Prophecy's gang been captured yet? I can't believe they'd stoop so low as to kill Knock-Knock Riob just because they lost the competition. We'll have to make sure the Child of Prophecy is brought to justice for this abominable crime. The foreign mage is just as culpable, but I'm sure the Child of Prophecy must have tricked him into helping her. I will have to ask that his sentence be lighter. He won't be able to tell me all about the outside world if he's dead. Doesn't that sound lovely, Coral? I wonder what the world outside Britain is like. Humans made everything in that world, and so many different kinds of humans at that. I'm sure it must be simply overflowing with wonders that would make your eyes pop out of your head. Lady Aurora, I'm afraid now is not the time for that. The number of Moors outside the city has continued to grow, and fairies from nearby villages have been pounding on our gates asking to be let in. There are even some fairies here in Salisbury who have been showing signs of Moor's disease. We need to increase our shelter capacity immediately. Once we open the gates and let the refugees in, we'll need to open the cathedral's doors as well. We can't possibly tend to them all ourselves, so we'll also have to request aid from the humans in Gloucester or Londini. Why bother? Just leave the gates closed. Oh, you bitch. She has the mindset of a child and can't see the possible consequences of her actions. Is that what she's got going on? Oh, and do have the human guards dispose of the fairies with more disease, won't you? That's the whole reason we've been raising humans in the first place. Lady Aurora, what are you saying? I know humans are lower life forms, but they still feel. Wow, like it's crazy how Coral, this absolute, degenerate racist, is somehow more sympathetic towards people that she considers lesser than her than real life people. She is a fae? That's no excuse. Never trust a fae. Never trust an elf! It seems far too cruel to have them put down their own friends and neighbors. And what about the refugees outside? How are we... Oh, don't worry about them. They're very strong, or they wouldn't have chosen to live in their dingy forests instead of my lovely city. I'm sure they'll find some way to get through this. We will just focus on keeping Salisbury safe. Yeah, Aurora is much more like how certain real-life individuals feel about, those less fortunate than them. Like, particularly, bro, have you heard the way some people talk about the homeless? Like, some of them are like this close to actually just saying, yeah, just sweep them up off of the street and grind them up into burgers and feed them to people at McDonald's. Like, I think a lot of them would actually just like prefer that. It's so gross. Her being a fae is the actual reason, though. That doesn't change anything. Just because that's her reason doesn't mean it's a good one. Time will take care of everything, Coral. All we have to do is stay calm and wait. So, you're not going to do anything? You just want us to remain here in the bell tower where it's safe? Now, Coral, don't be difficult. I'd hate to have to strip you of those pretty, pretty wings. Like I did to Halabaromia. You remember him, right? He was always arguing me with his silly logic. You're not like him, right? You're a smart girl who understands my feelings. That's exactly why I know you'll continue working for me for the rest of your days. Dang. Elves you can very much trust, depending on the universe. You could trust them to be elegant and helpful, or trust they're the most holy tier jerks in existence, but you can trust them. I know. I was just quoting Gimli. She rules by force and intimidation. End her rule. I feel like we're probably going to. And that's all we know. We only have the wind tiding to go on, so we don't have any more details. But it looks like the coronation at Salisbury was interrupted. The Child of Prophecy killed Lady Knocknariab. And mass quantities of Moor have been appearing all around Britain. I keep alternating between saying Moor and Moors. I don't know the actual way I should be pronouncing it. They also said that Moor's poison has been seeping out of the pit and all of Camelot is subsumed in a black fog. I see. It seems the great calamity has begun then. But this changes nothing for Gloucester. As long as fairies vow to abide by Gloucester's way of doing things, that is, to have fun above all else regardless of clan affiliation, then offer refuge to anyone who asks.
You know what? Miriam might be a little bit delusional. She might have gone a little bit off of the deep end, but I can kind of get down with her foreign relations policy. Just stop everyone at the border, be like, hey, are you here to party? They're just like, yes. They're like, all right, come on in, let's go. The chips and dip are on the table. The punch is spiked. You know, the DJ is pumping his beats. Let's get to it. Remember how I once said innocence is both beautiful and terrifying? I remember you putting out, a bunch of like a bunch of cryptic Silent Hill messages into the chat as I progressed through the story. Yes.
My Fey domain is still alive and well. No Moors will be making their way into Gloucester. Although there isn't anything we can do for fairies within Gloucester who spontaneously turn into Moors. We'll just have to have the Fang Clan mercenaries dispose of them.
About that.
No. On second thought, send them out to rescue fairies stranded in the nearby villages. The Fang Clan has more resistance to Moor's poison than the other clans. That's why they were able to kill the Moors King. So if the only problem is an explosion of Moors, the Fang Clan should be able to handle it. What we need to prepare for is the calamity afterwards. That fog or whatever is coming from the pit. Even though Morgan is gone now, the system she created is still rock solid. Camelot has always held the Fang Clan in reserve for situations like this. As long as we use them properly, we have nothing to fear from the calamity.
Lady Miriam, the Fang Clan is, well...
What are you still doing here? I thought I gave you an order. I'm going to keep studying the pit. I'm finally getting to the truth of it. There are passages in the documents Morgan hid away about Britain's origins, Cernunnos, and the first prophecy.
I'm gonna say it's actually Cernunnos. I'm gonna go with that, Cernunnos.
If I can decipher them, I'll know what the Great Calamity really is. Whatever's trying to destroy our Britain, I swear to reveal it, or I'm not the head of the Wing Clan and the Lord of Gloucester.
Yes, Lady Miriam. It's no wonder you're Britain's wisest, fairest ruler. We Glostonians are proud to have you as our leader. Don't worry, we'll take care of the city. She actually killed their biggest chance of survival and doomed the fairies to death. Damn it. Couldn't be me.
No, this is no time to take a breather. There is not a moment to spare here. I need to find the answer before Koyanskaya gets back, or I won't be able to call myself her friend. I knew it. Koyanskaya told me about these beings called gods, and it looks like there was once one in Britain too. Cernunnos, the god of beasts and islands who parted the seas. That must be the god at the bottom of the pit. The real question is, why did this god disappear? What did the Six Clans wish for? But most of all, what made this world go down a different route than proper human history in the first place? I'm so close to the answer now, I can almost taste it.
It's just the fucking SpongeBob, like...
Boy, solving the riddles of your country sure work up an appetite, and this yellow popsicle really hits the spot. 14,000 years ago, an invader that fell to the planet from a shooting star. And then the fairies... No, that can't be right. But it's the only explanation. That we brought this on ourselves? No, a fairy's sins are their own. You can't punish children for their parents' sins.
The world begs to differ, baby girl.
And besides, if this really is true, then the pit existing makes sense. It isn't a god trying to destroy us, but the Isle of Britain itself.
Oh, Oh, shit. Hey, what? Oh, damn. Is that Beryl? Congratulations, Miriam. You got it. And thank you for getting rid of the Fang clan, by the way. That made it so much easier for the Calamity to spread unchecked. Had the Fang clan still been around, they'd have kept killing enough Moors that the Great Calamity would never show up. This time, I'm going all out. The more calamities, the better. Thanks again for doing your part to end things. Besides, you got your revenge, and you learned the truth about Britain. You did everything you wanted, yes? No regrets? When it's time to pack it in? Jesus! Oh my god, I think she's dead.
It's you.
Yes, that's right. Oh, and before you go, permit me one final confession. I'm sorry for sicking the Fang clan on the Wing clan all those years ago. I honestly didn't have any real reason. I was just in a bad mood that day. Terribly sorry. Damn. Fate has ended. Ah, betrayal never comes from an enemy. Yeah, so it's probably either like I was gonna say Koyanskaya, but I don't think she would have sicked the Fang clan onto her. Who's the head of the Fang clan? It was Woodwoes, but Woodwoes is dead. So I don't know. We'll have to find out. Or was it Melazine? It might have been Melazine. It's been a day and a half since I started galloping along the coastline. We should be at the western shore soon. Incidentally, I've started to lose all feeling in my forelegs. My hind legs too, for that matter. Uh-oh. We gonna have to go true grit on Redrabit and just shoot him in the head? To be perfectly blunt, I'm afraid any more running could endanger my life. My life as a Fey Ray horse, that is. Thanks, Redra. We can take it from here. You ran yourself that ragged for us? Not at all. Even putting my legs aside, the wagon wheels are about 20 seconds from falling off. Are you all ready to run to the ocean as soon as you're out of the carriage? I see a whole mess of Moors over on the shore. I never did figure out what exactly propeller humming history was all about. What? But I suspect it means you all are the brave warriors destined to truly save Britain. Does he mean proper human history? Oh boy. My boy is simple. It's been an honor to accompany you on your journey. All right, this is as far as I go. Take care, everyone. Ah, boy. Thanks, Redra. You've been the best damn horse I've ever seen. Come on, Grimer. It's our turn now. Let's clear them a path. All right. Are they all gonna be berserkers again? Oh, and an Avenger. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. I need a moon cancer. How odd. All right, well, I do have me a moon cancer, so I can work with that. And then, you know what? On the back, let's put Melazine, and then let's also put, just to shake things up a little bit, let's put, where's she at? Let's put Ash, and then we'll also put Mash on the very back over here. Shit, where is she? She always gets lost to me. There she is. God damn it. Okay. And we will take a little bit of that. And we'll take a little bit of see. Wait, where'd the one go? Hold. There it is. Starry Nights, that's right. Over here, we'll do a little bit of that. And then right here, we'll do a little bit of that. All right. That should be a team. Maybe not the A team, but it is definitely a team. All right. Oh boy. Just the dad out on a Saturday afternoon with his kids. You love to see it. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna do that. Okay. And we're gonna do a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. It's always good whenever you get to see it. Oh, come the fuck on. Okay, I think that Muramasa is AoE. Let's see. Yes, he is. Good stuff. That's what we like to see. Alright. And we'll do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Alright, boy. Throw him off. There you go. Really? Come on, man. Answers? Not today. They're very not fond of my boy here. Okay, remove debuffs to restore HP. Is this for all allies? Let's see. Wait. Removes debuffs and restore HP, increase attack, and apply sacrifice to the world tree state that applies guts, and significantly increase MP gauge when guts is activated one time for yourself and offer yourself as a sacrifice. Oh. Wowie, wow, wow. Okay. Hey, you know what? Why not? And then what does your MP do? Oh, deals. You're also AoE. Everyone here is AoE. How about that? All right, that's fine. Let's do that, and then that, and then that. The Wicker Man. Your time will come. Your time will come. Boom. All right. And now let's see what we got going on back here. It's just a bunch more. Okay, good stuff. All right. Let's find the biggest guy on the courtyard and start hitting him. Ooh. Lock that into place. Okay, and then we'll do this. And then, yes, sir. Do a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Oh boy. Hey. Cut it out. No more of that, thank you. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Alright, and then we'll go... Boom, boom, boom. Oof. Yeah, there you go. Attack the one that's got the evade, please. That's what it's there for. Thank you. All right, so Muramasa is about to die. But that's fine. Okay. All right, and we'll do a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and a little bit of that.
そこに至るはあまたの研鑽気づきに気づいた刀塚八重垣作るは千字の刃知った成仏してい
Let's
き
take
な
a little drink here. And since I don't have my Ricola anymore.
飼育箱に入れてあげるさあ哀れに逃げ惑いなさいカーストバッティングクレイター惨めすぎてお話になりません
Jesus Christ! Shit didn't do shit.
カルデアのサーバント
Oh, and there goes, there goes everybody. Oh, BB, hang in there, baby girl. You got this. Oh my lord. Hey, you know what? It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. Don't even worry about it.
そうなんだ
Okay, and then let's see. We're gonna do this.
これ以上は必要ですか
Okay, and we'll do this. Oh, not yet. Yeah, there we go.
切り落とすけど
Okay, and then we're gonna do a little Red Dead
この星
Redemption here.
一番の人まちゃんと従いますけど
All right, Melazine, come on, baby girl. I need you to hit, and I need you to hit hard, even though I've only got you MP1.
これで
There we go. I appreciate everything that happened there.
こっちこっち
Hey,
弱い
hey, that's what we like to see. Let's go.
悔しくなりません
You're good, girl. You did what you needed to do. Okay. And then now we can throw on some snowflakes onto us. A little bit of that. A little bit of that.
違いを知りなさい
Wee, 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 wee. Okay. And then let's get everyone juiced up a bit.
キャンドルアトラクション波
Now no one's got class advantage, so yeah, we're just gonna tank it. Okay.
今
Boom.
は失われた
Boom.
良い
Boom.
夢を気に入りました私の手にすがりつきま
Let's
す
go, Happy Morgan.
肉体は溶けようと
We like Happy Morgan in this household. Not dead, dismembered, really super sad Morgan.
一口で潰す
Holy shit! God damn. What was the numbers on that shit? All right, Melazine, let's go, girl. All right. You love to see it. Oh, look at them all go. Look at them scramble. It's good to be back.
Congratulations on a job well done, Raleigh. Good to see you safe and sound. This place seems to be seriously bad news. Our sensors are detecting a positively absurd magical energy signal. According to Sheba, we only have a few hours until the collapse begins. I wish I could give you time to take a breather in your quarters, I really do. But can you tell me more about what is going on before I have an aneurysm? But first, roll call. That must be Altria, the King Arthur of Fairy Britain. That must be Percival of the Round Table Army. That's obviously Cuchulainn. And that must be Senji Muramasa, the alter ego disciple of the foreign god. Excellent. I can see they're all just as capable and dependable as I thought. Having them on board should give us just the edge we need. Guten Tag, denizens of the land of the Fae. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Gordolf Music, Director of Chaldea and Commander of the Border. Given the circumstances, I see no point in discriminating between those of you from proper human history and those of you from the Lost Belt.
I'm pretty sure this is not the same voice that I used for Gordy, like, a long time ago, but he hasn't been in the fucking story for so long. I really feel like it's off. Melo's gonna be stacking buffs quick with her MP and it snowballs. Ah, I gotcha. That's why everyone wants her. Hold on. Yeah, I need to find where's my Gordy voice? It's like between those of you from proper human history. That's a little bit closer, I feel. Since we're all in the same very rapidly sinking boat, I hope I can count on your help in resolving this unprecedented crisis. By the way, how come there are so few of you? Didn't Da Vinci's reports mention at least a few others? Habitrot's still back in Salisbury. Gareth and Oberon didn't make it. What? How about the Northern Fairies then? Didn't you have a mob match with a Mabe lookalike where you became mob? I mean, mad friends? Naknaria passed away during her coronation. Oh, I see. Then her death can't have been a peaceful one. What a terrible shame. Gored off my cooking and drifting goat. It is crazy how much, how much Gordy has, turned around his whole character. It feels like just yesterday you were engaging in a hostile takeover of Caldia with Koyanskaya. Oh, the good old days. Well, we can't count on help from those who have already passed on, and there's no point in dwelling on it. Alright, let me tell you what the situation is here. We've begun our water takeoff sequence, but it's going to be several hours yet before we can leave. Technical advisor, I need you in the computer room yesterday. Nemo, Professor, needs your help. Mash, see that our two guests are well tended to. No, wait, take Percival to the infirmary first. He's not looking too good. Muramasa, Grimer, now that you're on board my ship, you'll be treated like any other Chaldean servant. Captain Nemo here will brief you on our plan of attack. As for you, Relly, I see you're in just as sorry a state as ever, but that's nothing new for you by now, is it? Wow. Way to throw shade at me, Gordy. Just tell me I look like shit. Just go on, man. Jeez. First, I want you to get yourself checked over at the infirmary, then use our precious few spare command spells to replenish yours. After that, you're to return here and brief myself and the administrative advisor on every place you visited in Britain. As you know, we'll be going in there ourselves in the storm border in just a few hours, so we're going to need all the information you can give us on the land and the fairies who live in it. Yes, sir. Good! It's been a day and a half since our last transmission, so if we leave in 6 hours, that will be about 2 days. I don't see the entire world ending in 2 days, so should still have plenty of time, I think. Nonetheless, this is going to be a fearsome battle, so make sure you're all well rested and ready for anything. We all look like shit compared to such a distinguished gentleman of the upper class and his magnificent moustache. Oh, Gordy. 2 hours into the emergency meeting. I see. Very well. I believe I now have a firm grasp on what has transpired since our last communication. I appreciate your attention to detail, Mr. Rayleigh. With your information, I know what we need to do, though whether we can do it is another matter entirely. Yeah? So what is it we should do then? Broadly speaking, we have 2 goals. The first is to prevent Britain from collapsing. That will require us to investigate the pit, stop the calamity, and wipe out the Moors that have sprung up all over Britain. Light work. Don't even worry about it. And the second is acquiring the divine construct. We came very close on the latter, but it seems we were thwarted at the last moment.
Oh, yes, the sacred lance that was supposed to be sent from Camelot. I don't blame the Round Table Army for this, but I still can't help but wonder if they couldn't have finished just a day sooner. Damn it.
About that, Grimer, could we see you here for a moment? What's up? Got a question for me? I don't think that was Irish, but it's okay, we roll with it. I do, yes. It pertains to the divine construct. We thought we could achieve that goal by seizing one of Camelot's sacred lances. But according to Mr. Relly, you seemed a bit put off when the topic came up before. May I ask why that is? Yay, I always love flashbacks in these super dense, dialogue-heavy games.
Awesome! I don't know if a sacred lance made by Morgan is something we can actually use ourselves, but even if we can't, it'll be an invaluable divine construct just as a reference. Thanks again, Percival.
Damn, you got a mind like a steel trap, don't you, Relly? Yeah, that's right. You guys are barking up the wrong tree. Taking one of Camelot's sacred lances for yourself doesn't mean you'll automatically be able to fit it into this ship. Divine constructs are closely tied to their wielder. You might be able to create one, but having the right to actually use it isn't the same thing. Until you guys get back what you at Chaldea. No, what all of proper human history lost when the world was wiped clean. You'll never be granted a divine construct of your own.
Qualified? What you talking about?
It can't be. But no, it's the only logical explanation. So that's why we had to come to this lost belt. And Miss Shion sent us here because she knew about it.
Oh, that sounds fine.
Ah, alert, alert, alert! There's been a change in Central Britain's gravity. Whoa, it's as strong as the foreign god's pseudo-black holes. Something really gross is emerging from there. Wah! I don't even want to look at it. You think that's bad? I'm seeing fire spreading all over Britain. Looks like it started in the northwestern part of the Isle. A whole tsunami of fiery wind is blowing across all of Britain from Manchester.
A tsunami of fiery wind, huh? That sounds fine. A change in the gravity.
Keep it together. Gather as much detailed information as you can. I also want to see these phenomena myself. Point the ultra-long-range lens we used in Atlantis at Central Britain.
I'm trying, but we can't see a thing out there. It's as dark as the bottom of the ocean out there. But we're still positive about what's going on.
Then it looks like we'll have to go see what's going on for ourselves. Any word from the professor? How much longer until the navigational program is done?
She said it's already done. She just needs 30 more minutes to test it before it's deployed.
It's good to have Da Vinci back. That's 3 hours sooner than I expected. Gordolph, Holmes, the ship is ready for battle. Relly, would you bring Mash and Altria Castor here? We don't have a single second to spare. I hate to do this, but it looks like we won't have any time for a test drive before we head out.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay, that should handle your minor injuries, and I also gave you a stimulant ampule. But are you sure you don't want to try the recovery pod? It might not help you recover completely, but it should at least give you a little more energy.
Thank you for your help, Da Vinci, but yes, I'm sure. I'll wait until after the Great Calamity has been dealt with. If I get into that bed, I'll be unconscious for several days, right? I'm the commander of the Round Table Army, and that's time I can't afford to lose. Even if I can't be of much help, I still want to see what becomes of Britain. And besides, how could I ever face my soldiers if I told them that while Britain faced this crisis, I was asleep?
Side eyes.
Besides, there's something I need to tell you too, Altria. I was hoping to keep this to myself, but I can't do that now that I blabbed about it back at the cathedral.
This is about you being a substitute child of prophecy, isn't it? Is that also why you're in poor health right now? From what I've gathered, it was Aurora who took you and those other human children in just after you were born. Woodwoes was the one who saw you had talent at the rearing house, and Lancelot taught you how to use a sword. I'm guessing the purpose behind all that was to create their own child of prophecy?
That's right. After Hansel's prophecy became known, a number of different measures were taken in response to the child of prophecy. The Queen's army captured all fairies who had just been born. Some villages hid next-generation fairies who met the description, and some villages raised them in secret. The Lord of Salisbury's idea was this: if we don't know where the child of prophecy will appear, we can just prepare our own in the meantime.
So that's why you and those other human children were taken in and raised to be warriors. You were meant to serve as the child of prophecy in case the real one didn't appear 16 years later.
True. That may have been one of their reasons.
Huh? So what happened afterwards?
Lord Woodrose determined that I had the most potential out of all the candidates. What's more, Salisbury possessed one of the weapons Ash the Savior used to save Britain in the Fey era. This spear, the Spear of Selection. However, Ash had placed a seal on the spear that prevented any sinner from using it. In practice, that meant only humans could even touch the spear, let alone wield it.
So that's why they used human children. Even if they're not as strong as fairies, they could use the Spear of Selection. And that was the bar that had to be met to call oneself the Child of Prophecy.
That's right. Then, when I was 10 years old, I succeeded at drawing out the Spear of Selection's power. I think it chose me, that it wanted me to use it to kill wicked fairies. I'm sure I heard a voice saying something like that in my head.
That was probably Ash's voice that you were hearing. You heard her voice, like Jason's mom heard Jason's voice.
That was also when the Mirror Clan disappeared from Britain. The day the Spear of Selection chose me was also the day she went to the Lake District on our Lord's orders.
Huh? Hang on, that doesn't make sense. The Mirror Clan disappeared 6 years ago, right? But you're...
The Spear of Selection uses its wielder's life force to generate its true power. I'm sorry, Altria. The truth is I'm 16 years old too. I was 10 when the Spear of Selection chose me, and I aged 10 years as a result. That's why I have the body of a 26-year-old.
She just thought to herself, oh no, oh no, all those fantasies that I was having, oh god, oh, not like this.
But British humans only live 30 years on average. That's why you didn't age anymore the second time you used it. You couldn't age more. Does that mean the only reason you're still alive now is...
Yes. I must have been born stronger than other humans. I guess Lord Woodrose did choose well, huh? That's why I owe you an apology, Altria. I was raised to be a substitute for you. No, to be a threat to you. But instead of coming clean about that, I began an organization meant to support you. I used your name without permission, just so I could put the Round Table Army together for my own selfish reasons. I have no right to speak about peace in Britain, but I went around preaching it all the same.
That's not true at all. You didn't do this for yourself. You never did. Even now, you're forcing yourself into action just to save Melazine.
Ah, shit. Oh, by the way, check that out. They actually have decent chairs in there. No cringe lame gamer chairs. Actual proper office chairs with a weird back support. Maybe it's just the lumbar support, but raised all the way up to the scapula.
Attention, Stormboarder. The ship is now battle ready. We've detected a powerful gravitational fluctuation in central Britain. Holmes believes this is the start of Britain's collapse. In 30 minutes, we will transition to flight mode and attempt to enter British airspace ourselves. All hands to the bridge. All hands to the bridge. I repeat, the ship is now... Looks like that's all we've got time for now. I'm heading to the computer room. What about you two?
I'll go to the bridge too. I may be an imposter, but I still called myself a knight of the round table. If nothing else, I want to honor my companions who lost their lives on the battlefield by seeing for myself what becomes of Britain. My own wish may be nothing to speak about, but I can at least honor theirs. A future where humans and fairies can coexist in peace.
Percival over here being like,
I have a dream that little fairy boys and little fairy girls will be able to sit at the table of equality.
oh, shucky ducky, let's go. Alrighty, alright. Oh no. Hey, where there's a hole, there's a... okay, alright. It's alright, don't even worry about it. Got a bunch of shit all of a sudden. Yeah, give me more of those proof of heroes. It's okay, baby girl. You're safe.
新生ダヴィンチちゃんの
Gimme.
素敵な工房にようこそ
All right. Oh yeah, and it just has regular saber on rate up right now, which is interesting. All right. All right, we should be able to finish up section 26 hopefully. What do you think could cause a fire this large? A lot of sparks.
Oh, what the devil is going on here? It's only been a day and a half. How was all of Britain burning in only a day and a half? I mean, I knew Moors were bad news, but this is unbelievable.
No, Moors don't use fire. Something else did this.
This has got to be the Red Calamity. Looks like the fire's coming from Manchester. Isn't that where we made that promise with Bargus?
Who, oh, yeah. Who? Yeah, Bargus uses fire. Damn. Uh-oh. Let me get, did her lover, snack, die, and now she's just on a bloody rampage? Oh, boy.
That would help some fairies migrate to proper human history if things went belly up.
That's right. Vargas told me about that. She said she already talked to Manchester's residents about the prospect of migrating outside of Britain, and that they all love the idea.
Then we need to hurry there.
That's where we're headed. We need to find out what's causing the fire anyway. It'll be something of a detour, but it shouldn't affect our entry route into the pit. How are things on your end, Da Vinci? All systems green. We're making good time at 60 knots, or 111 kilometers per hour. You want to head to Manchester, right? I was just thinking we should make that our first stop too. We have to keep our promise to Bargast after all. We should be there in 10 minutes, but it's surrounded by a massive fire. At least the fairies inside should be safe. The town's ramparts ought to keep the fire out. We'll have to move the fairies onto the storm border all at once, since there won't be time to guide them one at a time. So Relly, I'd like you and Mash to head there ahead of us and let them know we're coming. I'll send the shadow border down to the surface as soon as we arrive in Manchester's airspace. It'll land automatically, but you'll still need a driver to get there. Can you do that, Manure?
Oh, sure thing. Guess I'm the only one who can, since Chubby's gotta stay here as the commander.
I'm impressed you accepted so readily, Manure, but I suppose you are the border's longest-serving pilot.
Oh, well, yeah, very much. Besides, I've had it easy up till now.
Great! Okay, I'm counting on you guys to round everyone up and fill them in.
Just be ready to welcome them aboard. That scene similar to... Oh, boy.
Man, I feel like a paratrooper. Da Vinci thought up an autopilot mode for everything. Scanning for hostile entities. Good, no more's nearby. Outside temperatures 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's like running around inside a forest fire. Make sure your Mr. Code's on a good and secure rally. All right, full speed ahead to Manchester. Let's go.
Screech, open the hatch. We're heading out.
Huh? Manure, the hatch is still locked. We need you to...
I'm sorry, I can't. You can't go out there now. Damn it, what the hell's going on here? You guys said Manchester was supposed to be this quaint, idyllic town, right? So what the hell am I looking at?
Manure, what are you talking about?
MASH. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy.
What are those?
That's, yeah, that's rough, buddy. I know what type of man Manure is, the type that has a picture of Astolfo as his desktop background. I mean, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. But also, you're kind of cooking, and I hate it. I feel attacked, and I don't appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, Manure's always irritated me. I don't know. He's always complaining, and then for some reason he just never lets up off of Gordy. Like, bro, it's been years. Stop. He's actually a Dayon fan. Same difference.
They're corpses, a goddamn mountain of corpses, and not just fairies, humans too, and they didn't die in the fire. The human corpses are all torn apart. It looks like by fangs, and the fairies were hacked to bits with swords, which means...
The humans were eaten alive. Oh no.
Help! Help! She's gonna kill me! She's gonna kill me! Something's wrong with Lady Pargist! I don't want to die! I don't want to die! She said we would all survive! She said Caldia would keep us safe, even if the Great Calamity struck here! No! I don't want to die anymore! I hate fire! I hate night! Help! Help! Save me, Oberon! I don't want to be born just to be killed all over again!
Ah, shit. I mean, okay, listen now. I mean, just... Now hear me out. I can't. I'm just gonna move on.
Barghest?
That's Bargish. She doesn't look anything like you described her in your reports. Did she do this to Manchester?
I gotta get out there.
Rally, get back here, you idiot!
Vargas, tell us what happened here.
Caldea, you're here, just like you promised, but you can't be here. Leave. Go away. You need to escape. Britain's fairies are... It's all my fault. I should have known better.
Shit.
Master, quick! Get back inside the shadow border. It's not safe out here.
Up. Just try to make a little move there.
Dear God, she just kicked the border like it was a damn football!
Hey, yo.
Get the border out of here, Manure! That's the magical energy eater Da Vinci wrote about in her reports. She's sucking up Senpai's life force.
I'm trying, but the steering wheel's not. Hang on. She's going away on her own. Guess she's not too interested in us. She's headed outside the city, I think towards Gloucester, and she's not alone. There's a bunch of black dog-like creatures following her. She's got them all lined up in a procession. It's like watching some twisted real-life Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Is that...
The Black Calamity.
fact, they deserve worse. I don't know about that. Okay. What? Really? Still no battles, huh? Jeez. All right, what's going on here?
I've got the shadow border safely stowed away. Are you guys ready to head to the pit now?
Yes, Manchester has been completely destroyed. Given what has become of Bargast and the fact that she is now leading a procession of black dogs, I believe it would be best to refer to her as the Calamity of the Beast from here on. Regardless, though we could take her on now, I agree that we should make our way towards the pit first. I trust there are no objections.
Hey, come on. Just 'cause it's true doesn't mean you gotta be so blunt about it. She might have been our enemy, but Bargast was one of the few fairies in Fairy Britain who...
It's okay. I'm not sure why Bargast slaughtered all of Manchester, but whatever the reason, it's no surprise she became a Moors after doing something so horrific. I have no problem calling her a calamity now.
Okay, if you're sure. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay, Altria?
In any case, we have to fight Bargast eventually, since she's the source of the fire spreading all over Britain. The walled cities are still holding out, but the fires completely devastated the forest and plains. It also looks like the smoke from the fires gathering in the sky and forming thunderclouds. She's consuming the lightning they generate as her primary food source.
She's eating the lightning? Wow. Damn, that's pretty metal, man. The Thunder Eater. Obviously, lightning and thunder are two different things, but lightning just doesn't roll off the tongue as easily as thunder does. So, you know, like there's a reason why they don't call it the Lightning Dome. It just doesn't sound as cool. Thunderdome sounds way better. So, yeah, Thunder Eater definitely sounds better than Lightning Eater.
Her magical energy grows with every step she takes. We're going to have to stop her before she becomes a literally unstoppable monster.
Even so, we need to check on the pit first. There's both a red calamity and a black calamity, right?
Are we doing War of the Roses in some weird, sick, twisted fashion?
We can't go to war until we know the enemy's strength. Luckily, the Calamity of the Beast is still moving slowly. She seems to be headed towards Oxford right now, but at this pace, it'll take her a good 4 to 5 hours to get there. That should give us enough time to come up with a plan of attack. Got that, Altria? Really?
Also, no, not War of the Roses. That was the red roses and the white roses. This is just more like chess, or not even chess, checkers. Red versus black. What about Lightning Cutter, though? Thunder Cutter still sounds a little bit better, though. Like in every instance, Thunder just sounds a bit better than Lightning. Lightning Cutter still sounds cool, but Thunder Cutter, it rhymes though, so that kind of makes it a little weird. Maybe in that instance, Lightning Cutter actually works, because having a title that is 2 words that rhyme just kind of sounds a little weird. So maybe in that instance, Lightning actually is better than Thunder, but most of the time I feel Thunder just works better. Do we really have to defeat her? Is there no other way?
No, there isn't. There's no getting the old Bargast back now. I hate to admit it, but I only now figured out why she was gifted her name. It was to prevent her from becoming that. But now, because I defeated Gawain, there was nothing to stop it anymore. The Black Dogs. The curse the Moors King put on the Fane clan. Maybe Bargast always knew she was going to become a calamity from the day she was born.
Red versus black. It was Fate Apocrypha all along. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, the black and red. What were they even called? Teams or something? Yeah. Saber of red, saber of black. I like how we have both red saber and saber of red. It's never stuff like that is why you can't just share fate with normies, man.
That must be why she was so hard on herself. Why she strived to be a model knight. Ah, what is that? What is that? Oh gods, it's gross. I don't want to look at it anymore. Stop that lookout. What are you talking about? You can see the pit, can't you? Save the whining for later and put it up on the monitor now. Our primary objective is to acquire the sacred lance at Camelot, whether we can use it or not. So we need to get a handle on what's going on with the pit as soon as possible. Yes, sir. Putting it up on the monitor now.
Oh boy. Oh, yep, there it is. What is that? That's that thing that Balbon Sith was riding around on her in her summer form, right?
That black mist seeping from the pit is actually severe multi-layered curse contamination. Whatever you do, don't touch it. It'll make you go insane and rot your whole body. Although, whoa, this is amazing. The inside of the pit's almost like a whole other dimension. Every signal of fire at it just disappears. It's basically a cursed bottomless pit. No, never mind the pit itself for now. That's the real problem. What are you doing, data collection? Get to work already. I'm trying, but I can't. I can't get a read on its magical energy or its spirit origin. I'm not even getting any real numbers or its mass or volume. Even when I compare it against the pit itself, just the part we're seeing here is showing up as over 2 kilometers long. Whatever it is, it's impossibly big. There's no other creature like this, not even in the deepest ocean trenches.
Grimer, is that the same god that was present during Britain's genesis? Yup, that's Cernunnos, the beast god. In Celtic mythology, it's the king of beasts and the one who knows hell itself. Here, it's being responsible for Britain's creation. Okay, so is it supposed to be based off of Celtic mythology? Because if that's the case, then it might be Cernunnos instead. Like, because I was going off of like a Latin pronunciation, but all right. Nothing's why the old god of wisdom chose me to come here as his vassal. That said, he didn't mention how much it's changed. If this is his idea of a joke, I ain't laughing. That thing's way too big for anyone, human or fairy, to do anything about. Well, I'm sure that won't matter. I'm sure if we go up to it and say, hey man, you're too much beast for us, can you please cease? I don't think he's going to. Here's the thing though, why is it actually kind of cute though? It looks like a giant, super fluffy owl. That's the creature from the mural.
Is this really happening? Please tell me it's just a bad dream. Zeus, I can understand. He was a machine, at least. Ivan the Terrible might have been a massive mammoth, but that made sense for the frigid tundra. But that's a living creature. There's no way any living creature could be that huge. And it's just standing there, menacingly, right in front of Camelot. We can't possibly go to collect on a Rungnomnia now. Or can we?
It's more like a moth to me. Well, it's got like the antennae of a moth, but mostly it looks like a big giant fat chicken or something.
What do you think, Administrative Advisor? Is there a chance we could get past that thing?
I hate to say this, Gordolf, but I simply do not know. We simply know far too little about that creature to say anything for certain at this point. I can't say that even viewing it through the monitor is enough to give me palpitations. That creature is pure concentrated curse. In fact, I dare say there's never been a maledict god more powerful. Also, the phrase pure concentrated curse is great. I love it. It's like instead of saying something is cursed, you know, instead you just say like that is pure that is curse. That is just concentrated curse. I like that.
It would be suicide to set foot in Camelot right now, and yet, I suspect that creature is precisely why Queen Morgan prepared the sacred lances. Take a look at where she kept them.
Then Queen Morgan
Was preparing a means to defeat that thing. We in Jujutsu Kaisen now, boys.
Why do you think they sell plushies of it? Do they? Hey, that makes sense, man.
She had a plan to protect Britain all along.
Then we should go to Camelot. The sooner, the better.
I agree. Besides, the big guy hasn't so much as budged. Maybe he's just there, existing, and that's what he does. Plus, servants ought to be able to withstand some degree of curse. So I say we do what Relly says and head down to Camelot's throne room now. Before...
We can't. It's too late. It's all too late.
Bruh. Oh. More black haze is leaking from the pit. Uh-oh.
It's the same as the calamity we saw in Norwich. Then that must mean it was... Yes, that calamity was just Carnonos's hand. One of many.
Never mind that now. That hand thing is creeping up the walls towards Camelot.
Oh. It's destroying the castle. Looks like it belongs in Shadow of the Erd Tree. Yeah. But again, it's just so fluffy. Why is it so fluffy? Like, bruh. Also, wait, hold on a second. Why is there a... Okay, hold on. Did that actually fix it? Huh. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, there was a white line on the bottom of the screen. I don't know why it was there. All right.
Our magical energy gauge is going haywire. The curse contamination emanating from the pit just skyrocketed. It's currently at 640 million tons and still rising. It's a humongous tsunami of a curse big enough to cover all of Britain.
Oh. Oh my. Oh dear. That doesn't look good. Also, hold on, is that its mouth?
Hard to port, 180 degrees. We need to get out of this airspace now. If that stuff swallows up the border, we're done for. Don't let even one of its fingers so much as graze us.
Oh, shucky ducky. Oh boy. God damn, look at that. That is those are some crazy visuals right there.
It's no use, I'm giving it all we've got, but we're not getting any more altitude. Carnonos must have 100, 200, God, I can't even count how many hands it's got. They're everywhere you look, we can't avoid them all, let alone get away from them.
Damn it. Da Vinci, what about the shadow border? It won't work. Even if we could get everyone on board in time, there's nowhere to run with the ground covered in curses. There's no way out of this. I think this might be it for us. Contacted 7, 6, 5. Goodbye, everyone. It's been swell knowing you.
Come on. How are we gonna get out of this? Oh. Ah, shit. What the heck? That's not Koyanskaya, is it?
We have visibility again! Those icky things are gone!
Our engine output's back where it should be too. We can get out of here no problem now.
Oh good, that makes all the trouble I went to worth it. Now do you all see why NFF Services guaranteed safety protection is the best in the business?
That voice, that honeyed ice cold, dangerously alluring Vichy voice, that could only be
Tomamovich Koyanskaya?
It was. How about that? And then, yeah, it was Koyanskaya who killed Murian, I see. Alrighty.
Lady Murian, did you leave the lights off again? Ugh, you're going to ruin your eyes like this. I just got back from the coronation. I'm sure you've already heard how it turned out, but... Bloodstains? Oh. Oh, shit. Murian!
Oh, Koyanskaya. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I still hadn't said a proper goodbye.
Oh, perfect. I actually came here to say goodbye myself. Thank you so much for all your help with fundraising and product distribution in Gloucester. Moors may be the only new creatures I managed to acquire here in Britain, but I still enjoyed some lovely days off thanks to your generosity. I promise to repay this favor one day. As soon as I've finished making my primate zoo, you'll be the first to receive an invitation.
That sounds great.
The man Gordolf has a taste for bad women. Hey, I can't blame him too much.
But I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's going on anymore. It feels like I'm still dreaming. And once I wake up...
You're worried you'll forget everything. Not to worry, I'm the beast of taming. Unlike humans, I never forget my debts. Thank you for calling me your friend, my eccentric little princess. It would be an honor to purchase your joy and grief from my catalog. I'd never sell them, of course. I'm quite fond of you.
I see. Then, do you think you could pay me for them now? I was an idiot. I couldn't keep my anger, my hatred in check. I'm responsible for this. I should have realized who the true enemy was.
Since last stream you entered part 3 of Lost Belt 6, this part came out on the anniversary when Koyanskaya of Light came out. Jesus, really that long ago? Ugh.
But instead I was used and manipulated right to the end. So at the very least...
You'd like to get your revenge? You just leave that to me. I'll follow these bloodstains and find whoever...
No. I want you to at least protect Britain. We fairies may be fated to die out. We can never atone for our sins. Even so, I still want you to protect Britain. To protect the land of the Fae. I don't want the Great Calamity to just wipe us all out on its own terms. I want us to reach our destination, even if it's the end of the line. Can I ask this of you, Koyanskaya? Even though you're all alone in this world, just like me.
Damn. Oh.
Protect Britain in the true sense of the word? Alright, I'll do it. If you're looking for me to protect rather than destroy, it's obvious what needs protecting. Rest assured, NFF Services has the situation well in hand. I'll make sure the ones who can make the real villain's life hardest stay safe and sound.
Dang. So Koyanskaya really did actually care about Murian. That's cool. That's Koyanskaya's beast form. Marines, can you put that up on the monitor?
It's no use. Our cameras are being jammed, and our sonar's not working either. Ah! Do keep those annoying pulses off of me, won't you? They're messing with my concentration.
Sonar jamming, eh? As with Limbo, it's only a matter of time until we'll need to settle things with Koyanskaya. I was hoping to collect some data that would help us eventually subdue her, along with some inspiration for my deductions.
Well, are you going to escape or not? This emergency evacuation service expires soon. If you need my services again, it's going to cost you dearly.
Right, get us out of here double quick. I certainly don't want to be stuck with a preposterous bill. But we will pay you in full for this service eventually. You can count on that as surely as you can count on the bruises we left you with after our battle in Olympus. Oh, in case it wasn't clear, that was a reference to the fact that we trounced you during the...
Oh.
Crap, we just lost some power to the engines again. Can it, Chubbs? You're messing up her motivation. No, it's not that. Pressure is building up on the ground again. It looks like even Koyanskaya could only hold it off for so long. Manure, get us out of here. Whatever you have to do, do it. I don't care if you have to ruin one of the Triton engines. Make it happen. Aye, aye, sir. I'll apologize to engineer later.
Oh, dang.
And that's as far as the friend discount goes. The rest is up to Caldia. As for me, I think it's time I return to my headquarters. So this is Kernunus's curse. Easy to mistake it for a weapon capable of destroying the world. But this curse isn't meant for enemies from the outside. It's for cursing your own kind and yourself. A curse of self-destruction. The only way I could defend their ship from it was to absorb it myself. What a sorry state of affairs this turned out to be.
We still going. And so the Chaldean's ship barely managed to escape from central Britain. Vargas, now transformed into an enormous calamity of the beast, continued wreaking havoc in other cities. Having crawled out from the pit, this is supposed to be Merlin. I keep forgetting. I can't remember what voice that I used for Merlin even.
I'll just give him the prissy, uppity little British
Accent, why don't I?
Having crawled out from the pit, Kernunus continued exuding seemingly endless curses.
The hell is that?
The fairy villages that dotted Britain's forest burned to the ground, which itself began to crack and fall apart under the strain. 2 hours have passed since the Storm Border first set out with the goal of saving Britain. They couldn't save anything. The residents of Norwich came to blows over who would escape on the 2 ocean liners, eventually devolving into murderous mobs of fairies and humans. In a barber shop on Main Street, a kind young human man comforted a fairy woman who had succumbed to panic. The residents of Oxford, who had moved there with the hope of becoming the next privileged class, were destroyed when they were unable to fend off a Moor's attack. Without the Fang clan there to protect them, they were utterly powerless. Although Salisbury managed to defend itself by keeping its gates closed, it was coming to an even more gruesome end than any of the other cities. Londinium continued to burn in silence. The few remaining Round Table Army soldiers welcomed the fairies who fled there and did their best to fight off the Moors. Though in truth the Round Table Army soldiers were already badly injured and no longer able to fight. So the fairies who sought refuge there summoned up the last of their courage and defended the soldiers for as long as they were able.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
The residents of Gloucester disappeared relatively painlessly, one at a time. A young girl who had been freed from the Western Ranch some time before made the journey back to Gloucester after a series of trials and tribulations. She braved her way through the flames to rescue her former master,
A failure of a fairy who had been helpless without her. After a tearful reunion, the girl and fairy joined hands before being swallowed up by fissure in the ground. Everything sucks right now.
This is horrible. All of Britain's beauty gone.
Indeed, Miss Kyrielite. Once the other Lost Belt's trees of emptiness were gone, they disappeared as well, but their inhabitants were none the wiser. This is nothing like that. Britain is experiencing a true apocalypse. Even if there was some reason that the land of the Fae had to meet such a dreadful end, I shall never be able to forgive the architects of this cataclysm.
Yes, well, I understand why you'd be so heartbroken by this Kyrielite, and you have every right to be angry, Holmes. But we still need to do something about it, yes? If left unchecked, that haze seeping out of the pit is going to cover the entire planet, right? Isn't there something we could do to seal the pit?
No, there isn't. We can't even get close in the storm border anymore. The 12 Rungnomniads were our last hope, and they've all been destroyed along with Camelot.
Once broken, things can never be the same again.
There's nothing we can do to stop the collapse Trismegistus II predicted anymore.
I'm afraid she's right. Britain's destruction is inevitable now. And from there, that destruction will spread across the rest of the globe until proper human history, the Lost Belts, and everything else is swallowed up by darkness. Ellipses.
Nani desu ka?
How's it going, Alice? Hope your night's treating you well. Hope your weekend has been groovy. Hey now, there's still hope. I'd hold out for at least another hour before giving up. Sure, the fairy's sins have been accumulating for 14,000 years. Sure, we're now faced with both the calamities the prophecy predicted and the corpse of a god that just popped out of the pit. There's nothing proper human history can do about any of that. But all that stuff is also cosmic fantasy only made possible by this situation. The British Lost Belt became its own proper human history by virtue of turning into a singularity. That is, a distortion in history. In other words, repairing that singularity will restore history, resulting in the land of the Fae never having existed. And isn't that Caldea's specialty? That's the same voice I heard in my dream before coming here.
Yes, I recognize it too. I know it anywhere.
Is it? Oh, it's just Merlin. All right. I thought it was Roman.
Hey everyone, Merlin the Mage of Flowers is here at last. Sorry to keep you waiting so long.
Now come on, cheer up. It's not like you all to give up so easily.
In fact, the real battle here in Britain is just about to begin.
Konnichiwa, hello, salutations, greetings, what's up, hi, como estas, bonjour. And a good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you all. Well, dang. All right, so our boy Merlin has showed up, so that means the real shenaniganery can commence. Alrighty, and look at that. We finished out section 26 just in the nick of time. Look at that. Wow, section 27 is only two-parter. Wow. Alrighty. Well, I guess we will get to that next time around, because that is going to do it for us for tonight. So I'm assuming both the parts of section 27 are probably gonna each be like an hour long, and then we'll finally get to section 28, which is what I believe is the final section. So yeah, exciting stuff. We are so close. We're getting so close to finally being able to wrap up Avalon, and it's gonna be so nice. I apparently have been told that I'm going to have to try and hustle with catching up with the main storyline, because I believe in about a year, there's going to be, I think, the 10th anniversary of FGO, and I think everyone gets, like, what even was it? It wasn't 1,000 Saint Courts, was it? But it was some insane amount of Saint Courts, and I'm like, oh, I kind of need that.
It is 1,000? Oh shit. Yeah, okay. And yeah, so I believe you have to have caught up with the main storyline in order to be able to get it, which so it's in a year, right? Like a year from now? That is the case. Like I'll have to really hustle in order to you know, cash in on those Saint Courts, because 1,000, that's a lot. How many 10 pulls is that? Let me see here. 1,000 divided by 30. So that's roughly about 33 10 pulls, which is crazy. That is actually a legitimate crazy amount. So yeah, I would very much like that. Oh shit, I better catch up now. I'm sure you're probably in a much better spot than I am right now. So I honestly don't know if there's hope for me, but you know, that's not gonna stop me from trying. It's okay, that's in, oh, it's in 2 years? Okay, next year is summer, that's locked behind OC2? What's OC2? I don't know what that one is. 1,000 Saint Courts means I could get who knows how many spooks with that. Ordeal Call. I don't even know what the fuck that is. That's how far behind I am, man. God damn. They gave about 500 during that Annie as well, so it's about 1,500. Wait, huh? Wait. Next year is summer. It's like, okay, so next year you get 500 Saint Courts, and then you get 1,000 Saint Courts after that. I don't know if I would call that as technically being 1,500, but I mean, you know, it is 1,500 ports for 10th anniversary. I mean, wait, really? So it's gonna be 1,500 and not 1,000, or are they both happening in the same year? That's I mean, either way, even if it was just 1,000, that would already be a crazy amount. But if it's 1,500 even, then Jesus Christ, yeah, really gotta hustle. But yeah, we'll deal with that as we progress. So we're almost to the end of Avalon. So hopefully we'll be able to make it work out. They both happen in the same year in 2 years. 1,000 for being catched up, 500 as rewards for the anniversary. Okay. I mean, 2 years is a decent amount of time, but I mean, still, like, you guys see how long it takes me to get through a single Lost Belt, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, for tonight, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me. All right, everyone. I want to thank anyone that decided to stop in to check out the stream, even for just a minute or two. Always appreciate it. Lost Belt 6 is still the longest. Is it? I thought Lost Belt 7 was considered even longer. Or one of the more recent story sections, I thought was like the size of like 12 phone books stacked up on top of each other. But I mean, Lost Belt 6 probably was the same. So it's all right. Well, that gives me some hope then, if that is actually true. I'll take any glimmer of hope that I can cling to in this scenario. But all right. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing more Genshin, because there's I believe there's like some sort of event going on with Yelan. The reason she's got like that new dress that she has. So I want to check that out. I think it's still going. I think it's still going until like tomorrow. So we'll see how much of it we can get through. So if you want to know when that'll be happening, go ahead and follow my Blue Sky or subscribe, and you'll know when we go live. Either way, you gotta do what you gotta do for 1,500 exactly. Lost Belt 7 feels long, but it actually had less words than Lost Belt 6. Okay. I mean, that's all that really matters. As long as there's less content to get through, that should be all that really matters. About half, and it still feels long. Interesting. I guess I'll find out why that is. That sounds like it might be due to like either the structure, the way the story is structured, or maybe the writing is just like really laborious or something like that. I don't know. But I will see. But anyways, yeah, tomorrow we're doing Genshin, so stop by and check it out if you feel so inclined. But for tonight, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have yourselves a good night, a good day, a good morning, wherever it might be for you. And with any luck, I will hopefully see y'all tomorrow. So until then, stay groovy, everybody.